You're listening to the Chronicles of Living podcast, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. Now let's talk.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop on the road up like you can't stop. You can't stop moving. Keep move. Keep that pace. You switching to gear. Let's go as we climb up the hill. Don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working. It's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady, don't watch the clock. Go round, cycle.
Greetings, my visionary dreamers. How's everybody doing today? On Hump Day, Wednesday, you can do it. This is Adionne, your dream pusher. Listen up.
We are learning, always turning later. Cannot stop the time. Always merging into lanes that better suit us as we ride. Switch it up. Switching to gear, let's go. As we climb up the hill, don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working, it's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady, don't watch the clock. Go round, cycle.
As I said, this is Adionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from the world, saving you from yourself, saving you from some real bullshit. And this is Chronicles of Living podcast show. The show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know us normal folk. Just doing a damn thing the best way we can. And today's topic is part 2. Stop pointing the finger and own your own shit. I wasn't planning on doing a part 2, but yesterday, before I went to bed, my spirit was just overwhelmed. But like, hold up, you didn't touch on this, you didn't touch on that. You know, it's so many things, and I know I'm still not going to touch everything in this show neither. I'm sure that there'll be another show down the line with a different title, you know, talking on some of the same stuff, because the bottom line is this. The purpose of this show is for us to become better people. And in that process, there are things that we have to own up to. There are things that we have been going for years and years and years that have blocked us. And it's really a simple fix. Now, y'all might say, no, Adionne, you don't understand. Man, I've been through some shit. I've been through some stuff, and this person did this, and, you know, all of that. Well, let me tell y'all something. The reason why I'm so passionate about this topic is because if you've been following me, you know I have moved a lot in my life. So in moving, I have restarted, pushed the restart button over 20-something times, close to 30, if not over. Because 2016, I moved about 4 times, might have been 5, if I count here, in 1 year. Well, not 1 year. It was like, when I thought about it, I think it was like a year and a half, close to 2 years. But still, Some people don't move one time in a year. Some people, you know, never move. So, in restarting, pressing that restart button every time, it's not just the move. It's the whole process of it. It's the whole restarting my mindset, leaving what does not benefit me anymore behind. And like I said, sometimes the moves were, for greater good. Sometimes it was, I didn't want to, but it was a need. Whatever the case, I had to do it. I've endured it, and I am still sane. Okay? I still have my right mind. I didn't die. The world is not over. The world is not coming to an end. I just looked at the situation, did what I had to do, and kept it moving. And so many people might say, oh, well, it's easy for you. You're used to doing it. Do you think that that is something that I wanted to get used to doing? Yes, that is my path. Now that I realized it, that is my path. I don't think it's not too many people out here that's going to be moving that many times within their lifetime. But that is the path that God chose for me, just so I can be able to relate and be able to talk to so many different people, so many different that's at different levels of their life. And when I conversate with you, you cannot say to me, I don't understand, because I've been, I would say 95% in situations that most people have been in. And like I said, in some of my shows, I say this, you can take at least 10, 3 people, whatever, give them the same situation, they're all going to come out with different results. And it's all going to be based on the mindset. It's all going to be based on the emotions, the feelings, the action that's taken. All of that is going to be a part of the process before they get to the results, you know? And when you are busy pointing the finger at somebody else for something that you need to take ownership over, something that you allow to happen, or allow somebody to do to you, or allow a person to treat you in a certain way, that slows the process down for success. And when you think about it, what is success to you? So many people think success is about how much money you have, the biggest cars, the biggest houses. That is not what success is about. Success is about you achieving a goal that you have set out to do, whether it be big or small. Whether you take, and yesterday or today, after listening to the show, start really thinking about, who are you pointing the finger at for your own shit? That is success by itself. The fact that you are finally admitting to yourself that you're pointing the finger and you really need to take ownership. All of these different times that I've pushed that reset button on my life, sometimes it was a smooth, sometimes it was a happy move. I mean, I went from having properties, leaving a good job, to going on welfare, to there's times I had to go to the pantry for extra food. I did what I had to do. I own my shit. The thing is, we see the warning signs. We see the warning signs before it happened. Like I said, my son's father, I saw the warning signs. I saw, you know, the baby mamas, calling, and yeah, I told him to change change the phone number. He did that. But I saw these different signs. I walked in on them having some drugs on the table. And I told him I can't be a part of it. Oh, he tells me it's done. I believed him, you know. I didn't walk in on them doing it, but them packaging it up. And, just when I think back, I had the warning signs, but in my heart, I believe that always give people the benefit of the doubt, you know, and I gave the benefit of the doubt, even though I still felt uneasy about it. I still wasn't sure about it, but I allowed me being pregnant to make the decision to just overlook things, the different signs that I saw. And therefore, I wound up having to reset my button, even though I had accumulated a lot. I wound up having to leave my job because of the things he was doing on my job while I was on bed rest. And I just needed to have a new life. So that was my choice. That was my choice to walk away and leave everything and start all over. Go to my mother's house and have to apply for welfare because I had to leave my job, But in the midst of that, I didn't allow that situation to identify me. In the midst of that, if you've been listening to my shows, I planned my record label. And right after I got myself settled at my mom's house, I started the record label. I moved on. I didn't look at what I lost. I didn't look at the money that I lost. I didn't look at the fact that, okay, here I am at my mom's house with my child. I got to start all over. What I looked at was, I know I got some stuff in me. I know that I have dreams, visions, and goals that I allowed that relationship to stop. I acknowledged that and I owned it. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault that I stopped doing my music and I stopped sewing, that I lost sight of my dreams and my visions. Before I met him, I was doing quite well. I had my own place. I had the whole plan to buy my boutique and live on top of the boutique, and I had the whole plan, saving my money, but I allowed this person to come in and shift my goals because I was trying to live like I believed married people lived. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is not me trying to bash him. He is who he is. I got some good stuff out of it. My son. You know what I mean? And I've learned some valuable lessons from that relationship. I've learned how to observe people better. I learned how to really pay attention to what people say. And I can recall plenty of situations of meeting new people that because of dealing with him, allowed me to see through other people. And this is what I'm saying. You have to look at the situation and not look at it from the all bad point. Just forget the bad part of it sometimes and look at what you're learning from it. Look at how did you grow from it. Now, when you move on and you get into another relationship, what is that going to look like? What do you want? And now you know not to accept nothing less. And even though I went on after that and went back to an on and off relationship, the bottom line is even that relationship taught me some things. And I learned from that relationship. And I couldn't blame my ex in that on and off relationship for what didn't happen. Because a lot of times we want things to happen exactly how it's playing out in our head. And when it don't happen that way, we still hope. We still hold on. You know what I mean? When it comes to relationships, we'll still hold on, just hoping that one day it's going to play out the way I have it in my head. But it don't always go that way. So what are you going to do? You know, if you want a better relationship, then you first need to become a better person. And sometimes you might be that better person, you know? Sometimes it might be the other person. But I can sit up here and say that even though my relationships didn't go the way I planned it out in my head, I know I had some parts in it myself, you know? Some of the parts that I didn't own up to, as far as knowing that, okay, I need to be out, but I stayed longer than I should have. Or some things that I might have said or did. I'm not perfect. But the thing is, owning your part. When you own your part, then maybe the opposite partner might start owning their part. And then from that, you can start building on a better relationship. So if you want a better relationship, and that is the thing that you keep pointing the finger at your partner about, how about you start it? How about you start doing things out of the norm for your partner? How about you start doing things that you know they would love, regardless of how you feel, regardless of how mad you are? Somebody got to break the mold if that's the situation. So if you want a better relationship, first, do better by yourself. Let them see how you are making a difference in your own life. And a lot of times, if you're consistent, that will inspire them to want to be better. And you got two people working on themselves. Now you could come together and work on a relationship. But stop pointing the finger saying that, oh, it's your fault or that whole bit. Take ownership of what you did or what you're doing. And then that way it can happen vice versa. And if it don't, then you know it's your time to go. And then you still can't point the finger. What you can do is say, well, I worked hard at it. And now you can go with a clear conscience. But don't keep complaining about the same situation. That's worthless, you know? So I'm going to talk about different things that we need to own, okay? So this show right here is going to shift in different directions because I really want to try to touch on different things that we get in the habit of pointing the finger at somebody else instead of owning for ourselves, you know? I can remember back in my mortgage days when I was doing mortgage, having this client, well, this happened a couple times, but I can really remember this client. And I would always tell my clients, listen, you're approved. Do not do anything. Don't go get no new credit cards. Don't do nothing that pertains to your credit. Don't let nobody pull your credit because they're going to pull your credit again right before closing. And they're not going to say when, but they're going to pull it again to see if everything still remains the same or if something changed. And if something changed, as far as your finances, you can mess up your deal. This is what I told all my clients. You know, although some have amnesia, I think when people are hyped, that they got approved. They just forget everything else. They just like, okay, where the paper? I just want to sign it down the line. But I called myself educating people as I was doing their deal. So she went and not only brought her a new car within a good, I don't even think, it might have been, it was a 30-day deal, 30 or 40 days before closing. And matter of fact, it was a refinance. It wasn't even a purchase. It was a refinance. And she wanted to get a better rate. Okay, so she not only went and brought herself a new car, she co-signed for her boyfriend. And he got a new car. Now, that put her over her debt to ratio. And what that is basically, in a nutshell, her bills look like they were more than her pay. And she gonna try to argue with me and tell me, well, no, he's gonna pay the bill. But it's on you though. It's on your credit. And then she got mad at me because the deal didn't go through. Like, really? You're an adult. I told you what not to do. And you went and did it anyway. It's like a little kid when you tell them don't go to the party. I mean, a teenager, you tell them they better not go to the party, they're going to go anyway. I'm like, what? Come on now. This is stuff that I'm talking about. Then you want to point the finger at the person that was trying to help you because you did something stupid that they told you not to do. And then even if I didn't tell her not to do it, common sense should tell you, don't do that. If you're in the middle of getting a loan or why would you do that? Okay, let me get off that because that just really upsets me. Because I used to deal with people that would just do the opposite of what I'm saying. And I'm like, we're grown. Like, why would you not listen to me? I'm trying to help you. So that's one thing, and I'll say, far as credit, bad credit. I've had good credit. I've had bad credit. In between my restart button, I've had bad credit for different reasons. Sometimes it was because of where I chose to live, because my whole goal was I wanted to give my son a better environment to grow up in. Not even just the environment, the schooling. Because, well, I don't know if we all know, but your neighborhood is going to, the way your neighborhood is, then your school is going to be, basically, So instead of paying for private school, I figure let's move in a nice neighborhood. Then that way the public school is nice. So I knew I wasn't going to get any child support ever. I was doing this by myself. So with some help here and there, for whatever my mom can help me out with here and there. But for the most, I'm doing this by myself. I don't get no child support check. Never did. No alimony, none of that good stuff to help me out, And so, yes, I went through struggles, because at times when I was working too hard, my son was falling off. So I had to shift jobs to make sure that my schedule lined up with making sure that he was on point. So I own that. I own the struggle. I'm not mad at my struggle because at the end of the day, it was all worth it. Because when I look at my son now, I know I did the right thing. And I know that the ups and downs that we went through, it was all worth it. Not just the fact of how he turned out, but the fact that it taught him about real life. So now he knows how to own his own shit. You know what I mean? He knows that if he mess up or if he makes certain decisions, Own it. Own it. And move on. You know what I mean? And that's just that. It's so many people out here that, like, if they lose one house or they lose a car, it's like it's the end of the world. They're going to die. Like, you know how many, yeah, how much furniture, how much just stuff I gave away, I lost. I had to leave because when my son was younger and we moved around, he couldn't lift but so much, and it was me and him. So this is why I think that I really want to get this point across. The reason why I can forgive so many people that have done things that I feel was not cool to me, or that disappointed me, or whatever. First off, I can forgive them because I know I'm not perfect. And I know I've probably disappointed somebody, or, whatever, let somebody down throughout my life in some type of way. But second of all, I learned a lot from everybody. And when you have hate and unforgiveness in your heart, I keep telling y'all, that holds you back too. That builds up blockage. How can you receive blessings and favor when you hate somebody, when you got bitterness in your heart for somebody? You can't receive good things. And if you do, it's going to be short-lived. I'm happy a lot because of the fact that I have released everybody. And yes, it was some work and it took some time to get to this point. But throughout my life, I was releasing folk. Like, you know what? It's all good. That's their walk. Sometimes people don't even realize what they're doing, unless you tell them. And then sometimes when you tell them, again, they don't want to own their own shit. So you just own your part, and then you just forgive them for theirs, and you keep it moving. And now your mind is free. You don't have clutter in your brain. You can think straight because you're not worried about that anymore. And you can still sometimes have some type of cordial friendship or relationship. You never know. Sometimes when things don't go right in a relationship or friendship or whatever like that, you can keep it cordial, and you never know when you might need that person. Like, I know in my heart that if I ever needed any type of help in any way, whether it be a move or finances or whatever, if I was to call any of my ex-boyfriends, they would help me. And they've helped me, even though we weren't together. It's been times when in between my moves or whatever, I might have called one of them like, listen, I need a little help. No problem. Because I don't leave things in a nasty way. That's just not who I am. I just walk away. If y'all been listening to my podcast, I just let it go. You know what I mean? And just let it be what it's going to be. Especially when I know I put whatever energy into it, my conscience is clear. So I can move on. I can sleep at night because I know I wasn't violent, or I wasn't, and if I did anything and we talked about it, I've apologized. So I know I can move on with a clear head. You know what I mean? The things that we might have talked about that they felt I did wrong or I said wrong, I owned it. I was like, all right, my bad. I'm sorry, or whatever. And just keep it moving, So if you got disrespectful kids, whose fault is that? Who taught them that? Who let them do that? Your kids are disrespectful because you allowed that to happen. You allowed that to get to that level. If you got a 2 and a 3-year-old that's running the show now, while they're 2 and 3, what do you think is going to happen when they become a teenager? We teach people how to treat us, including our kids, our family, our parents. If you got a parent that's like overbearing, that's always in your business, whether it be your relationship, whether it be trying to run your life, and you're an adult by now, and you're paying your own bills, you know you doing your thing, then you need to tell your parents in a nice way, look, Mom, Dad, I'm grown. I need to make my own decisions. Let me bump my own head and let me learn from it. But I'm grown now. I'm not in your house no more. Can I just try to do things my way? Because you got some parents that don't want to let their kids grow. Don't want to let them go. Don't want to let them grow. So sometimes you, parent, can handicap your kid. You can be there too much for them. And I think I talked about this in the last show. And just mess them up for life, where they don't believe that they can do anything without you. You know? If you want to get things done and you feel like you don't have enough time, and that's your excuse, that's the thing that you're not owning. We all have 24 hours in a day. And the difference between somebody that, excuse me, oh, that was bad. Sorry. Difference between people that achieve their goals, their visions, and their dreams, and the difference between people that don't is how they spend their time. If you want a better life, if you want to do more and accomplish more out of your day, then maybe you need to get up earlier. Maybe you need to stay up later. Before I went through the whole detox thing, you know, the little cold, the little cough, I was back on my regimen where I got up at 5 a.m. in the morning so that I could get more things done. And then after that, I kind of fell off. I'm owning it. I fell off. But after I did the show yesterday, and I told y'all that this show is not just for y'all, it's for me too. I'll be speaking to myself as well. I'll be encouraging and motivating myself as well, you know. I just was like, you know what? I'm sitting here talking about owning your shit. I gotta own this because I done lost this weight. It's nobody's fault if I let this weight come back on me. I have a gym right down the hall from me. I have steps that I can walk up and down all throughout the building. You know, we have yoga classes every morning. So if I don't take advantage of those things, I can't point the finger and say, whenever I decide to leave here or if I gain weight, it's anybody's fault but mine. I didn't take the initiative. This is what I'm saying. I got my booty up this morning at 4:44 this morning. And I ran up and down 7 flights of steps, at least I think maybe 5 or 6 times. And then right after that, went to the gym and then showered, did some meditation, worked on some stuff to prep for the blog, because I'm like, okay, the blog, I fell off on the blog. My YouTube channel, it's time for me to make time for it. It's nobody's fault but my own that I have an Instagram account and there's nothing going on. It's nobody's fault that my blog, I haven't put new posts up. That's my fault. I have to do that. Nobody's going to do it for me, you know? And so that's why I made up in my mind, like, you know what? I got to start getting back up early so that I can accomplish more in my day. I have to start getting back on my workout regimen so this weight won't sneak back up on me. You know? These are the things that we need to take charge of in our life. If your house is a mess and you got kids and you like, oh, my house is a mess, I got all these kids or whatever, whose fault is that? You're an adult. Make the rules. Make some chores. What happened to that? Look, when I was young, me and my cousin had weeks for dishes. Even though I used to lie and say my week went past and my grandma would believe me. Did she get an extra week? Sorry, cuz. But we had to wash the woodwork, the walls, like around holiday time and in between the springtime. Listen, we had some chores, okay? Bathroom, and the kitchen, and we had to keep our room together. You know, we had rooms to do. Nowadays, a lot of kids don't have to clean up. Their parents do everything for them. My son, no. Like, he was doing dishes at, I think, 8, 5, something like that. He tells me all the time. I tricked him and made him think that it was fun. But he know how to clean behind himself. You know, he got an apartment now with, a couple of other schoolmates. And I'm like, y'all need to make a list. Who gonna do what and what day, or what week or what weekend, And these are the things that we can help before our kids become adults. We can teach them how to own their own shit, how to make sure that they pull their own weight. That should be a show. Yeah, I might make that another show. But nevertheless, it's just like, you got people that say, I didn't go to college because my mom, they had the money or this and that and the other. Well, I didn't go to college because my mom, she was a single mom, and then she really, didn't know. She didn't go to college neither, but she did go to trade school. She did get her certifications, medical records and all of that. But I didn't go to college, and I want to, trade school as well. And I went to college online. I did go physically too when I went to, but I didn't finish. I didn't go to a campus college like I really wanted to. But I did go. I might not have finished, but I went. But the thing is, because I couldn't finish, I'm not going to say I couldn't, but because I didn't finish, I still did something like going to get different licensing that could put me in a position if I wanted to make a lot of money. I still went to seminars and educated myself. I knew that I was born an entrepreneur, so I needed to learn business. So any seminar, any type of conference that was teaching me something new, I was there. Whether it was through my job, whether it was through just I found out about the seminar, whether I saw something on TV or a commercial that caught my ear. I went through so many different seminars all through my 20s, 30s, and 40s. When I was cleaning up a couple weeks ago, and when I did that show, Cleaning Out My Closet, I was looking back at some of the papers, and I came across some of the brochures or different certifications, classes that I took the little shortcut way, you know? And I'm like, wow, I've been doing this for some years now. I saw some of the things that I wrote up for different companies, like different proposals and stuff like that. And it was when I was younger. I'm like, wow, I was really up on learning. I've always been up on learning, teaching myself something new. If you're still stuck in the same situation, when's the last time you learned something new? When's the last time you set out to learn a new skill? These are the things that we need to own. And we need to stop saying, is this person's fault because I couldn't finish school or I didn't go to school? Is this person's fault that I only make this type of money? I mean, like the license that I have, even right now, as I said before, I have the potential to do 6 figures if that's what I want to do. But I choose not to chase the money in that way. I am going to make money doing the things that I'm really passionate about. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm passionate about helping people, with annuities, insurance, and all of this. I'm definitely passionate about people being secure if something happened to them. But the thing is, I'm more of a creative person, so I'm more passionate about the gifts and the talent that God instilled in me and sharing that with people. I'm more passionate about talking to you and making sure you have a better life. Making sure people learn from the journey that I walked and knowing that it's going to be okay. Life is not over. But you have to first start with you. You have to own your part in your situation where you are right now. You have to own it. Nobody can own it for you. You have to own your own shit. And when you do that, your life will start changing. And when I say start changing, everybody always goes straight to money most of the times. No, you, who you are, your whole being will start changing. You want better, you do better. You do better by people. You want people to treat you better, you start treating people better. These are little things that you can do. You want your health to be better? Start eating right. Start exercising. We want to eat the way we want to eat. We want to just fall off on a exercising, and then all of a sudden we get these illness or we get sick, and then you want to go to the doctor, and then you just take the prescription. You don't even read the side effects, and then now you got some side effects, and then now you got to take another pill for another side effect. Own your shit. It all stems from you first not taking care of you. And I'm not sitting up here saying that everybody's situation is like this, but I can say 90% of people that have certain illness or health problems could have avoided it. And if you're honest with yourself and you admit to yourself, you know you could have avoided it. And so if you are sick and it's a sickness that you did play a part in, you need to start researching as much as you can about that illness. Even if it's a sickness or illness that came on you that you didn't cause, like cancer or something like that, you need to take the time. If you still want to live and you got fight in you, research the shit out of cancer. Find out alternative ways. Find out more natural cures. These are the things that we can take ownership. And at the end of the day, when you work hard at something, at least you know you worked hard at it. At least you know you gave it all you could. And in that way, you know that whatever the outcome was supposed to be, you know? But I'm here to tell you that we are in charge of us. We are in charge of us. And just like with me being transparent on this show, there are going to be many people that's going to listen to the show that knew me at a certain light or in a certain light, and that's going to want to judge or whatever. But I don't care. I don't care about who thinks what about me. My goal is to touch the world, as many people as I can, to get them to the point that they understand, that you understand, that you have power within you, that you are not your situation, that you can change your life day by day, little by little, whenever you want. All you got to do is just like when you was a baby. You take one step at a time until you start walking, until you start learning how to run again. That's what it is. You might fall down, but then you get back up, and then you might fall down again, and you get back up. Next thing you know, you walking, you stable. Next thing you know, you running. That's my purpose in life. This is the reason why I have endured what I've endured. This is the reason why God has placed grace on my life and favor on my life to allow me to get to the point that I can do this, to allow me to be able to overcome all the things that has happened to me in my life, all the things, the struggles and the obstacles, and allow me to walk out of it healthy, strong, and better than I've ever been. To allow me to have love still in my heart, even though it's been broken, even though people have tried to step on it or take advantage of me, to have the gift of forgiveness in my heart. That's a gift. I know it's a struggle to forgive people. I know it's a struggle to stop pointing the finger, because see, once you stop pointing the finger, now it's on you to do the work. And this is the reason why we point the finger. We don't want to do the work. Do the work, y'all. Do the work. That's the only way your life is going to get better. That's the only way you're going to get better. Trust me when I say this, okay? So I'm going to go. For the first time, I didn't say I'm going to go before I went. I listen back and I always say, well, I'm going to go. And next thing you know, I'm still talking. No, I'm really going to go. I see that 40-something. But I hope you got something out of this. Please, if you didn't listen to part 1, listen to part 1 of this, because I really need you to get this in your spirit. At the end of the day, that's what I come on here for. It's for us all to do better, to be better. Because once we all individually do better and become better, guess what? The world becomes better, because we are all one and we are all a part of this world. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. Stop pointing the finger. Own your own shit. And do the damn thing the best way you can. This is Adionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, saving you from the world, saving you from the finger pointers, and saving you from pointing the finger. On your own shit, y'all. This is the Chronicles of Living podcast show, and I talk to y'all on Sunday. I love you guys. Peace. Thank you for listening to Chronicles of Living, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. And if you are pursuing your dreams, I'm proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live. To keep up with us, please visit chronicles-of-livin-podcast. Until next time, this is Adionne, your dream pusher. I love you guys.